Alright guys, so the TWAB was just dropped this week at Bungie, 3/2/23. Lightfall obviously coming out on 2/28/23. This week at Bungie, we're stopping by to talk about Lightfall, take a leisurely stroll down memory lane, share a deeper look at the sounds of Lightfall, and offer a look at known issues that players have reported since launch. It's a busy week as Guardians embark on their own journey into Neomuna. It's been a blast watching Guardians share those epic strand takedowns. Seriously, y'all are putting grapple through its paces, and it's glorious. Don't stop. And those shared favorite moments taking on Callus's forces. So far, there's a lot more on the way, but for now, let's focus on launch week. Before we get started, here's what we're talking about in this week's TWAB-tastic adventure. Incoming updates to Strand, a cinematic welcome to Season of Defiance, and a new year of storytelling, highlighting the incredible music of Lightfall, a closer look at The Witness. We're getting suspicious with Among Us, introducing the next trade and sharing a few key dates that you should remember, celebrating the month of March with our phenomenal Women at Bungie Club, sharing the love from our friends at PlayStation Studios, some of our favorite fan art and movies of the week. In case you missed last week's blog, last week I even covered a video and bringing challenge back to Destiny 2, just making overall activities a little bit harder, a preview of the future of the Crucible, a preview of the Season of Defiance artifact, that's obviously this season's artifact, an update on the legendary campaign. Yeah, and that sort of thing. All caught up. Awesome. Let's get into it, and don't worry, we'll keep this one easy on the eyes so you can get back to back into the game. Strand updates incoming as more players complete the Lightfall campaign and get their hands on Strand. We've heard the initial and constructive feedback. As with any new subclass of Destiny 2, we want to make sure Strand feels great in players' hands once they've realized its full power, and that evolution doesn't stop at day one. To that end, we've decided to release a live update that will unlock the ability to earn the full suite of Strand fragments for all players later today. With these additional fragments will be class specific to unlock, and you'll need Strand meditations to acquire them. This should be a great way for everyone to experience more of what Strand has to offer before we head into next week's raid. Speaking of which, we'll need to ensure Strand is balanced against the rest of our subclasses so everyone has a solid raid experience next week. We'll be keeping an eye on Strand's performance as more players unlock it fully and wield it in the wild. Stay tuned as we get closer to Root of Nightmares opening on March 10th. Yeah, for those that don't know, this was Root of Nightmares was spoiled, the day of the launch, the pre-download, I guess, a lot of data mining went in. I'm not going to say anything else about it. I actually have been avoiding social media and just playing like a classic gamer that would have been without Twitter, 15 years ago, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know much about the new raid, except for obviously it's a 48-hour, 2-day challenge mode, and it starts next week, Friday, at reset. The story has just begun. We know there are still plenty of questions left unanswered at the end of Lightfall's campaign that you are all eagerly awaiting answers to. As the events of Season of Defiance get into full swing this week, know that this is just the beginning of the next year in storytelling that will connect the events of Lightfall and the final shape. We can't wait for the community to learn more about the Witness's origins, its objective, and the ways we can thwart it and its disciples throughout Season of the Deep, as well as Seasons 22 and 23 later this year. Season of Defiance brings with it a powerful new fantasy as Guardians land boots on the ground now that we've reached a point where the war is here and on two fronts. Check out what Season of Defiance has to offer. I'm not going to play the trailer. For those of you that haven't played or, have heard that Lightfall is, I guess, a letdown, I think it's too early to say. With what they said in this whole paragraph here, I really am hoping that they are tying in more of the stories throughout the seasons to make sense of what is coming up, because obviously in Witch Queen we had Season of the Risen, where it was psychogenic intel, how Callus was recruiting, type of thing for the story, and the hive associated with that, and that sort of thing to understand what the Witch Queen is doing. And then we had Season of the Risen, then Season of the Haunted, where we learned about, the past and about, Callus's return on the Leviathan, how he has sworn allegiance to the Witness and his offers to continuously try to bring us into the fold type of thing, I guess, with him and the Witness, to, I guess, subjugate ourselves to the Witness's whims. Season of the Plunder was more about them trying to bring back Nezarec, us fighting them, Aramis coming back, and just overall last year was more about our allies and us, showing that we're there for one another. And then obviously Season of the Seraph was kind of a apocalyptic type situation where it's like Xivu Arath and Aramis are trying to get a hold of the Warsats. Not really Xivu Arath directly, but the Warsats were going to, be able to bust a portal onto Earth should they have a cataclysmic event, so that we wouldn't be able to stand a chance against Xivu Arath. That was ultimately thwarted by Rasputin. So that leads up to Lightfall, to the point where the Witness himself is coming here with Callus, the real Callus. And, now this season, the basic plot line is I haven't played any of the seasonal missions yet, or the first seasonal mission or anything like that. And the only thing that I've done is talk to Mara. And that obviously goes to show why they show Mara here in the art, because Season of Defiance is us trying to bring back people that are being taken prisoner. And we obviously don't know why they're being taken prisoner type of thing, but I'm sure we'll find out. And obviously with Lightfall, a lot of unanswered questions, a lot more questions raised than answered at all. Like the only dynamic we got to see from the Witness and that sort of thing is that he's very I guess controlling and very passive aggressively derogatory towards his disciples, which Callus was obviously his main disciple for this expansion. And then you've got, the Tormentors, who are obviously we don't really know their origin yet or anything like that. But it's interesting to me, all the questions that are left unanswered. But if they can actually tie the holes in by the end of the year, then maybe they're playing it as a suspense type year where we're going to figure out more and more about the Witness, because if you played the campaign, you can understand that moving forward, it's like the only thing that we have is the Witness and the actions that he has made. So moving on, once you're done TWABing your heart out, feel free to mosey over to our Destiny 2 Lightfall page here to learn even more about what's ahead. This is interesting. I'll click this, and I might even go over here after this to keep on reading through. And then, actually dive in for yourself. We have a feeling y'all are going to have a very intriguing time with Strand, which I agree. I think Strand, the one positive of the campaign is that Strand has its own identity for the most part. We've got warlocks that kind of have their own abilities, their own little minions, kind of like an actual warlock. The hunter actually feels like a hunter, like somewhat of a ninja type character, with their abilities and that sort of thing, and they're super. And then, the Titan, to be honest, I personally didn't like it for the campaign. I think it was a little too one-dimensional, but I think that it has its own identity as well. So there's that. That's my own little take on, I guess, my first opinions of Strand on each class, because I have beaten the campaign on all three characters at this point. The pyramids are alive with the sound of music. The music for Lightfall. It doesn't take much to appreciate how much a soundtrack can make or break an adventure. The right sounds can completely enrapture you, and that's exactly what the music of Lightfall aims to be. Learn how the Bungie audio team brought the ethereally Neon World of Neomuna to life, and our behind the scenes look in the window below. Okay. We're not going to watch that. I can't have copyrighted music on my stuff, even if it is, from an analysis. Can we just take a second to appreciate the sense of Lightfall, whether it's grapple punching enemies like a total badass, or listening to the calming music stylings of the intro? The audio world of Destiny 2 continues to grow in expansive and beautiful ways. Pay special attention to the various sounds when traversing Neomuna, and you may find that the rabbit hole goes deeper than you know when it comes to auditory exploration. Oh, and if you're like us and listening to the soundtrack on repeat, you can also scope that out below to dig in, even when you're not out in the stars with this playlist here. Darkness Unveiled, a match made in dramatic entrances. From the start of Destiny, Guardians have been focused on the darkness as an enemy. Now we've learned that it's simply a gateway to something much bigger. In case you missed it, we've released another nifty developer insights video that dives into the wielder of its power, the Witness. Learn more about the motivations that drive powers behind the Witness and cover a glimpse at how greatly this threat's plans have been executed thus far. We're Guardians, and we don't take anything lying down, and that doesn't mean knowledge isn't power. So learn more now with Darkness Unveiled. I mean, I did a reaction video on this, but I really don't think that it really tells us enough of what is going on among us in this economy. It's more suspicious than you think. Welcoming another crew. Look, our ghosts do a lot to pull our butts out of the fire, both proverbial and literal, but I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that even our ghosts might be stumped at how to handle a murderous, bean-shaped alien imposter. Welcome to the Guardian Cosmic Cube. That's right, Bungie is teaming up with Innersloth to get out there and murder some friends in-game in the name of whodunit. Now, before you claim your favored color of choice in Destiny 2, this partnership is a little different. We're busy fighting angry hordes of Shadow Legion and the literal definition of oh crap with the Witness, okay? It's not our fault we as Guardians don't have time to be running tasks in electrical, but we do have a moment to crash into an alternate universe, at least for a little while. What comes in the Guardian Cosmic Cube? This delightfully sinister bundle is available for 3,500 beans among us in-game currency and is filled with so many cosmetics you won't know which way is the med bay and which way is the airlock. If you need help navigating their cosmic cubes, you can take a peek at this article. Destiny 2 meets Among Us Cosmetics. Saint 14, Osiris, who is not an imposter this season. Thank you very much. Shax, Titan, Hunter, Warlock, Eris Morn, Mara Sav. These are pretty cute. They even have a worm there. Pets, Puka Pet, Ghost Pet, Hive Worm Pet, a special paracausal surprise. It's really cool. Whether you want to be sweet with your sweeties by donning a Saint 14 Osiris tag team outfit, or just want to yell maniacally with the Shax getup, there are quite a few cosmetics to choose from when thinking about how exactly you're going to betray your friends and commit a little crime, as a treat. Oh, and if you felt like getting in on the action outside of Among Us, how about a chance to win some emblems? There are two ways to win the AOTW or MOTW if you're feeling fancy with video emblem. Dress to kill. It's not Destiny if it's not Drestiny, am I right? With Destiny 2 characters invading Among Us, we wanted to see what it could look like if those roles were reversed. So make it happen. Show us your best Among Us inspired looks so we can admire and be suspicious of those Guardians. Use the hashtag Guardian Cosmic Cube to make sure we see it. Think Among Us, but then make it art. Hit us with your best art. Make it real. Make it fun. Make it weird. Make it dramatic. Make it whatever you want. We just want to see your creative minds envision the worlds of Among Us and Destiny 2 colliding. Among Us and Destiny 2's Guardian Cosmic Cube is available now and will remain available until May 30th, 2023. And the end of next... Wait. Oh, so 3 months. Now get back to those tasks. Don't be late. Save the date. A new expansion means more dates to keep in mind when looking for even more to do in Neomuna and beyond. We get a shiny new raid dropping next week. We've got a chance to try out Strand and GMs later this season, and Guardian Games makes its triumphant return. Pencil these dates down if you fancy any of the below in-game activities. New Root of Nightmares raid, Week 2 on March 10th. Nightfalls, Heist Battleground Mars, Week 2 on March 10th. Hypernet, Current, Week 3 on March 14th. Arms Dealer, okay, these are just... I'm not going to go through every single one of these. We have this week, it's, I believe, isn't it, it's Proving Grounds, and then we have Heist Battleground Mars. Hypernet Current is the new one. Arms Dealer is obviously, I believe they said it was getting a revamp, or am I wrong? Glassway, and then Lake of Shadows, which is getting a revamp. Grandmaster Nightfall Strikes are week 7 on April 11th. Trials of Osiris, all these weeks. I guess next week this week we're going to have Trials. And then next week 2 weeks from now, I guess the week after the raid, the Tuesday after the raid, we're going to have Iron Banner. And then, 2 weeks, 4 and 5 Trials, and, alternating, because they obviously don't do Iron Banner with Trials type of thing, right? 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Because they've opted to do Iron Banner 3 different times this year. Guardian Game starts on May 2nd and goes till May 23rd. So 3 weeks, pretty typical for any event. And I guess crazy. Player support report. Oh my god, Pukas, hi! A new expansion means our player support team is working hard and making sure everything runs smoothly, and you can enjoy your time digging into Neomuna when you're not busy saving the world in Season of Defiance. Here's the report on the current known issues for Week 1 of Lightfall. Console update downloads. Players on PlayStation 4 and Xbox Series XS consoles are encountering issues logging into Destiny 2 after update 7.0.0.1 are advised to take a look at the following forums for what they should do. They should go to the help forum if they, after doing the above steps. Hypernet Current Strike. The Hypernet Current Strike is now progressing step 13 of the Lightfall campaign. If players completed the strike for the first time in a fire team before reaching this quest step, players in a fire team need to be on step 13 of the Lightfall campaign for the quest to progress normally. We are currently investigating to fix for players who remain blocked by this issue. I don't know why you would go into the new strike, I guess, if you didn't do it in the campaign. They always incorporate them into the campaign, And, I'm not going to say anything, but the strike plays into, things to come, is all I'll say. Disorienting below disabled. Due to an issue, I've temporarily disabled the AR Hunter's disorienting below melee ability. This ability will be re-enabled in a future update. Kind of sucks. Disorienting blow, I always forget the names, but I think that disorienting blow is the one that causes like a blind or something. Yoden Crucible disabled. Due to an issue, we have temporarily disabled the Yoden Exotic Fuser and full and all Crucible playlists. This weapon will be re-enabled in a future update. I wonder if anybody really got, the toaster. I wonder who was abusing the toaster and what the problem was with it. Yoden glitch? Toaster glitch? Whose toaster doesn't work? Not mine. I just made waffles not even this morning. It was technically in the afternoon because I woke up at noon, like 2.5 hours ago. Lightfall Xbox pre-orders. Xbox players having issues accessing their Lightfall DLC may have had their purchases refunded by their financial institution or platform. Players should check that they have the DLC successfully installed in their platform game library and double check the contents include their specific owned edition of the DLC. Interesting. So, I don't want to go. Honestly, this is a long list. This is a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to read through all of this. Swimming into Women's History Month to offer a little light. Join Bungie in celebrating Women's History Month for the entire month of March. All proceeds from the purchase of the International Women's Day pin on the Bungie store will go directly to Futures Without Violence to help achieve their mission of creating healthy families and a violence-free tomorrow. Additionally, for the first time, the Empowered Voices will be available directly through the Bungie Foundation for a $10 donation. All donations received during March will also support Futures Without Violence, so don't be afraid to do a little good in the world in celebration of a brighter future. A new home with PlayStation. Interesting. That's like a Ratchet and Clank like spin-off, I'm assuming. On the launch of Lightfall, I don't know if you need any grappling hook tips. Fun. When Destiny calls, we answer. Okay. Can't do a Destiny 2 Lightfall. Isn't that supposed to be Cade? That actually makes me really sad. Cade would have been so funny with Strand. I mean, not gonna lie. Gotta look at all this. You can dance if you want to. You can't leave Callus behind. Funny. Heavy look, I get it. We gotta stop Callus and figure out what sort of shenanigans the witness is up to. But sometimes it's also important to stop and smell the nostalgic smells of good old-fashioned arcade and dance, revolution it up. That's also a must. Show us those sweet, sweet dance moves, Guardians. Movie of the week, Dance Neo Muna, baby. I would play it, but you guys should watch on your own time and dance to it. We all knew that Strand was going to be wild, grappling over enemies and yeeting them in the face or zooming to your death because you totally overshot your grapple. Okay, the last one might be a small percentage of us, but Strand is also great for other things like team building exercises. Team building exercises, I could only imagine that it's like, oh yeah, grapple to the one I just made as a hunter or something. Artist of the week, Nimbus to the rescue. This looks really funny. I'm not going to say anything more. I like Nimbus though. Nimbus is pretty cool. Goodness, the witness. Because only in the end we are free. Okay. I always look at the pictures of the cats. Oh, a sloth. Okay. What is this? Is this another sloth? Oh, it's a raccoon with like a rock symbol. But I'm actually gonna go and I'm gonna go look at this. Alright, we're gonna read through this quick. I mean, this is obviously our end begins. The witness and its newest disciple are here. Begin a journey that will reveal the hidden threads that bind us, the ability to unravel them, and the mystery to weave them anew. With this new power in hand, find strength in your fellow guardians and triumph in the face of annihilation. Alright. Travel to a destination you've never seen before. Quicksilver Silver Storm. Which, for those that don't know, becomes standing against overwhelming arms, master new powers to save humanity. Terminal overload. The Shadow Legion and the Vex are conducting an all-out assault on the city, put an end to their destruction in this new public activity on Neptune. Cool. New raid we know about. Lightfall dungeon key. So I mean, we're gonna have two. This doesn't really tell us. This really doesn't tell us like what they said in the article. Am I tripping? Let me go back to where we click on this link. So this is what we clicked on, right? Yeah, and I guess it says to go and see what's ahead. I mean, it kind of tells us that there is going to be two dungeons. Hopefully those dungeons tie in, but I guess let me give my little bit at the end here. I know a lot of people are disappointed with Lightfall. I know that it's really disappointing when you have so many more questions raised than answered. But I do want to say that it's like, you know, so I mean, to be honest with you, it's hard to live up to Witch Queen. We had been getting into Witch Queen for a while. I may honestly release my own sort of analysis video of the Lightfall campaign, where it's not going to be anything fancy. There's going to be spoilers. Obviously, there has to be if I do a legitimate analysis. But I have been actually thinking about it because I've kind of been seeing that obviously most of the community seems pretty unhappy. Seems pretty unhappy with Lightfall in the campaign. And I'll say this, campaigns are great and all. Really, I love them. I like the single player. I like the immersiveness. I like to know that we've learned something. But this isn't the end. This isn't the end of what, is going to happen, for the witness. Like, yeah, if he had just left and achieved his goals and we were left with nothing and no understanding of what happened, then I would get that. But this isn't the end. I know it's hard to say be patient, but I'm learning to be patient because I love Destiny 2, and this isn't the end of the saga. I'm just gonna say that this isn't the end of the saga, and it seems like Bungie's aware of this. Like they start writing these TWABs early, and they do go into edit and slight modifications, but the season's only been out for 2 days. We're like 2 days and it's 5 hours. We're 2 days and 5 hours, if you look at my time here, because I am in mountain time. So yeah, we're 2 days and 5 hours into the new expansion and the new season. And I think it's a little quick to dismiss what is going on. I think we're obviously going to find some things out as well with, the actual Season of Defiance, and why they're taking prisoners. And there's got to be some more things tying in to what is going on in the, in the world of Destiny. So my own take is that I'm taking it in stride. I'm not getting instantly upset. I do think Witch Queen was an incredible campaign, but it was also like leading up to for a long time. I mean, we knew about Ziva Wrath, the Hive God, or not Ziva Wrath, God, Savathun, the Hive God of Cunning, for a while, and that build up and the whole tie-in to like with what happened with the light, the whole story behind it. It's like it all kind of makes sense that it would be a lot more interesting because like the witness is anything but clever, and I'm just gonna say that that's gonna be something that I kind of cover and I talk about, in the video that I'm gonna make and I'm planning to release later this week about what is going on with the story possibly and my own theories and that sort of thing. And I mean, most of it's going to be theoretical because there's no lore backing me up type of thing. But stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys. Thank you for watching.